years ago, long before the first cities rose from the dust, before the invention of writing, before agriculture transformed our world, there were people, not so different from us. They walked upright on two legs. They loved, they feared, they hoped, and most importantly, they solved problems. This is their story. Picture the East African plateau at dawn. The sun rises mercilessly over a landscape becoming increasingly hostile. A small band of Homo erectus, our direct ancestors, awakens to a crisis that threatens their very existence. Their seasonal water source has dried up completely. The stream that sustained them through countless generations is now nothing more than cracked, parched earth. Cora, the leader of this family group, stands at the edge of their camp. He's perhaps 35 years old, ancient by the standards of his time. A scar runs across his shoulder, a testament to battles survived. His eyes, intelligent and thoughtful, scan the horizon until they settle on something remarkable. High up on the distant mountain, a white streak glistens in the morning sun. Water. Abundant, fresh, life-giving water. But it's so far away, so impossibly high. Here's where this story becomes truly extraordinary. Because what happens next isn't about strength or hunting prowess. What happens next is about something uniquely human. Imagination. Cora doesn't just see water on that mountain. He sees possibility. He gathers his people, his partner Neela, sharp-eyed and quick-thinking, his son Toko, young and strong, old Grum, the experienced hunter whose knowledge has saved them many times before. Through gestures and their primitive language, Cora communicates his vision. They need to bring the water down, not carry it in leather pouches, making endless trips. No, they need to make the water come to them. The group sets out at dawn, 8 individuals carrying stone tools, wooden staffs, and woven baskets. The climb is brutal. The African sun beats down without mercy. Young Toko spots predator tracks on the path. Everyone tenses, hands gripping their weapons tighter. But they press on, driven by necessity and hope. And then, after hours of climbing, they reach it. The source. A natural spring bubbling up between ancient rocks, creating a stream that flows down the mountainside before disappearing uselessly into the sand and stone below. They drink deeply, but Cora's mind is already working. He walks along the natural stream bed, touching the rocks, studying the slope. And then he does something remarkable. He draws a line in the dirt with his finger, a long, continuous line from the spring all the way down to where their camp lies in the valley far below. Neela understands immediately. So does old Grum. They're going to build a channel, an artificial watercourse, the world's first aqueduct. Now, you have to understand what an incredible feat of engineering this represents. These people had no blueprints, no formal education, no written plans. What they had was observation, cooperation, and determination. The work begins systematically. Grum and Toko search for flat stones, not just any rocks, but specific shapes that will fit together. Neela and the other women gather supple vines and flexible branches, testing each one for strength. Cora marks the path with stones, creating a route that follows the natural slope of the mountain. And then, stone by stone, meter by meter, they build. One person positions a flat stone, while another packs clay and moss into the gaps. The stones form a channel, a trough that will guide the water. Where the channel needs to turn, they carefully angle the stones. Where it crosses loose soil, They reinforce it with woven branches. This isn't random trial and error. This is applied knowledge passed down through generations. They understand water flows downhill. They understand that gaps must be sealed. They understand the channel must be strong enough to withstand erosion. The sun climbs higher. Sweat pours down their faces, mixing with the clay on their hands. Their fingers are cut and bruised from handling rough stones. But they don't stop. Every few meters, Grum tests their work, pouring water down the channel. Where it leaks, they seal it. Where the flow is too slow, they adjust the angle. The children bring clay. The elders guide the younger workers. There's no instruction manual here, just human intelligence solving a problem step by step. Hour after hour, the channel grows longer, 50 meters, 75 meters, 100 meters down the mountainside. The channel snakes along the slope, following the natural contours. As the sun begins its descent, they reach a milestone. Cora releases water at the top. Everyone watches, holding their breath. The water flows, following the stone pathway they've created, rushing downward. It works. It actually works. For a moment, they celebrate, touching the flowing water, drinking from it, laughing with relief and pride. But the work isn't finished. They still need another 100 meters to reach their camp. The light is fading, and Cora makes a decision. They'll camp here tonight and finish at dawn. They gather around a small fire as darkness falls. They share dried meat and berries, their spirits high from the day's success. But then Neela freezes. She hears something. Old Grum raises his hand, silencing everyone. There's a sound from below, a low growl, deep and threatening, the rustle of movement through the brush. Cora gestures quickly. The men grab their spears and stone axes. The women and children move back towards the rocks. They peer into the darkness and then they see them. Eyes, yellow reflective eyes catching the firelight. 3 pairs of them circling at the edge of their camp. These are massive prehistoric predators. They've come to the spring to drink, and they've found humans. The largest moves first, bursting from the shadows with terrifying speed. Cora barely has time to brace his spear. The weapon catches the creature in the shoulder, and it recoils with a roar that echoes off the mountain. Toko swings a burning branch, and flames arc through the darkness. The beast backs away, but it's not fleeing. It's regrouping. The other 2 predators are circling, looking for weakness. One lunges at old Grum. The experienced hunter goes down, but instantly 3 companions are there, stabbing with spears, beating with clubs. The predator retreats, snarling. Grum staggers to his feet, injured but alive. Cora shouts commands, organizing his people. They form a semicircle, backs to the cliff, spears pointed outward, torches held high. The women throw rocks from behind the line of men. The largest cat attacks again, desperate or enraged. This time Toko is ready. His spear drives deep into the creature's side. The beast roars, thrashing, but Cora and 2 others are already there with their stone axes. The blows are brutal, efficient, born of necessity. The predator falls. The other 2 creatures see their pack leader die, and something changes. They back away, still growling, but no longer attacking. The humans press their advantage, shouting, waving torches. Finally, the surviving predators disappear into the night. The silence that follows is broken only by heavy breathing. Grum sits down, and Neela cleans his wounds with water from the spring, binding them with leaves and hide. The dead predator lies near their fire, a testament to their victory. They're shaken, but alive. More wood is added to the fire. It will burn high and bright all night long, a barrier against any other creatures. Dawn comes slowly. The group is exhausted, running on determination alone. But Cora looks down toward the valley and points. It's time to finish what they started. They work with renewed urgency, their close call with death giving them focus. The channel extends downward, stone after stone, clay, packed into every gap. They work faster now, 50 more meters, 75. The valley floor grows closer, and then, finally, after 2 days of backbreaking labor, after surviving a predator attack, the channel reaches the valley. It reaches their camp. Cora stands at the spring high above. He removes the rocks they'd used to dam the flow. Water surges forward, racing down the channel they've built. 150 meters of carefully placed stones, reinforced with clay and branches, angled just right to let gravity do its work. Down below at the camp, the rest of the tribe has gathered. The elderly, the very young, those who stayed behind. They're all watching, waiting. And then it happens. Water bursts from between the stones. Clean, clear, mountain spring water flowing into the basin they've dug. The people erupt in celebration. Children run forward, putting their hands under the stream, laughing with pure joy. The women fill their vessels. The elders simply sit and watch, knowing they're witnessing something unprecedented. Cora stands on the mountain, exhausted, wounded but victorious. Neela takes his hand. Toko drinks deeply from the channel they've built together. This family, this tribe, has done something remarkable. They haven't just found water. They haven't just survived another day. They've changed their environment to suit their needs. They've applied reason and planning to solve a problem. They've cooperated on a scale that required trust, communication, and shared vision. This crude stone channel represents a turning point in human development. Every stone is a step toward civilization. Every sealed gap, every adjusted angle represents human beings refusing to simply accept their circumstances. They looked at a mountain and said, "We will bring the water down." And they did. 1 million years later, we build aqueducts that span hundreds of miles. We pipe water across continents. We take for granted the infrastructure that brings clean water to our homes. But it all started here, with people like Cora and Neela and Toko and Groom, people who walked upright, who thought ahead, who worked together, and who refused to give up. They were our ancestors, and in their story, we see our own, the human story, the story of problem solvers, of builders, of survivors. That crude stone channel carried more than water down that mountain. It carried the future of our species, and the water still flows.